Hi, everybody. I'm Sterling from my American friends, and I'm Eduardo from my Mexican friends. I went through a little identity change here for because of the difficulty of pronouncing my name. You're watching a video on my channel called Jalisco Home, and I ask you right now if you like this material to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button below. I have a lot more material to add to this channel on an ongoing basis. And I have a Facebook group by the same name and a developing website by the same name, Jalisco Home. And I put this video together in English with the Mexican market in mind, and I'm going to follow it up in Spanish. It's just that I think fastest and easiest in English. But let's get to the point right now. I'm going to give you another real profit example. The major point I want to make in this video is that for your own economic security and future, it makes the most sense to buy a house. And I'm going to give you an example how and why. Not to rent a house. Not that there's anything wrong with renting, because renting has its place at certain times and under certain circumstances. But in the Mexican market, especially, the real estate market is so solid and predictable over the long term that owning a house creates more reliable, predictable, safe, secure benefits for your family over time than any other kind of investment possibly could bring you. So let me give you this example. I have a friend here in Guadalajara who's just an average guy, and to protect his identity, I'm gonna refer to him as Juan. It's not his real name, but Juan lives a decent middle class life here in Guadalajara, maybe an upper middle class life now. And Juan is nearing retirement age. And just the other day, he showed me what he expects to be able to get through his IMSS benefits. IMSS is the Social Security Administration system in Mexico. And it's a reasonable number. It's not bad. And Juan could live a careful, worry-free retirement life just from his pension, even if he had just been renting a place to live for all his life. But the difference is he hasn't. Why do you suppose that Juan's present life, which is sort of an upper middle class life, is so much more worry-free now than the life of so many other people his age who also live right here in the same city and have the same opportunities? Well, it's because years ago, Juan did a really simple, easy thing. Back in 1986, he decided to buy an apartment. And that was his beginning. And it cost him a whopping 5,000 pesos, which seems incredibly cheap today. But then it was not cheap, because that was an average housing price almost 35 years ago. And Juan tells me that actually it was a real challenge to decide to buy that first piece of property. It was a financial sacrifice, at least for a short time. Well, was it worth the sacrifice? Can you take a guess at the market value of that apartment today, 34 years later? I checked out the value in that neighborhood myself. Juan still owns that apartment, and it's valued at around 800,000 pesos. And because Juan was wise enough to see the long-term financial benefits of buying houses, more houses, 35 years ago, that's what he did, one at a time. He did that as he could afford to do it. He bought one every few years, and he bought all of them on mortgages, all with 20-year terms and with minimum down payments. And now Juan owns several properties, and he collects rent on these properties as he's been collecting rent to make his payments all along. But several of them are now completely free and clear. And that first apartment that Juan bought, now valued at 800,000 pesos, has been paid for something like 15 years. And it brings in 3,000 pesos per month in income in rent. And since Juan owns several more houses that are more valuable than this first property, we can imagine what his income probably is from these rentals. And now Juan can look forward to adding that income to his Social Security pension when he decides to retire. And he has several adult children, along with the several houses that he owns free and clear now. So imagine the potential future benefits for his family. And all of this as a result of the decision that Juan made to buy instead of rent the first time, like 34 years ago. Remember, Juan never had a high-paying job. Juan was not well off before he started doing this. He's just an average Joe. That's why I called him Juan. Can we guess if Juan has to pay any rent or mortgages out of his working salary today? He's just at the point of retiring. He's still working. And then ask yourself, where would Juan be today? And how much disposable income would he have, if he had any at all, if he had not bought that first house? And how much would he be paying out of his working salary today just to rent a place to live if he hadn't bought? And how much would he be paying for that rent next year, the year after, on this fixed retirement income? So you can see, when you buy, you are investing automatically. And while you rent, you're not investing. You're not setting up any kind of financial security net for your family. And that monthly rent payment is not bringing you anything more than just a present place to temporarily live. On the plus side of renting, while you rent, it's true, you are caring for your family. It's something that's sometimes necessary for short periods of time, but in the long run, you could be applying that money going for rent towards a real, secure, financial, long-term future that'll provide for you and your family in your retirement somewhere down the road, something that could be there for generations. But it won't be unless you act now and buy like Juan did 34, 35 years ago. So, subscribe to this channel, Jalisco Home. It's easy to like and leave a comment below. And most important, please subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.